In 2 miles, keep right on I-10 east toward New Orleans.
Nick, I know you don't normally do this, but could you give me a few words?
No way. I know the song, I don't sing. I don't lead songs. Hey, that's what's
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And I just want to thank you, Lord. You've been so good. You've been so good. Oh, you've been so good.
This year's college tour was a rewarding and productive one. We toured schools in Mississippi as well as Louisiana. These universities consisted of Northwest Mississippi Community College, Ole Miss, Jackson State, LSU, Southern University, Tulane, and Xavier. Most importantly, a decade later, club members formed a documentary where they had the opportunity to interview Hurricane Katrina survivors, on top of assembling their service learning project, #Lunchbag.
I was actually really excited about coming because of the documentary. I knew we were making a documentary, and the only things I had heard about Katrina was through the news coverage like 10 years ago. You know, nobody really talks about that in Tennessee because we weren't really affected by it. But our roommates were. They were actually in southern Mississippi when it hit. And so getting to learn about those things through interviews of people who were actually affected by it.
good. How about you? I got some bracelets for y'all. Y'all can pass them out after a while or...
Okay, before we leave.
Yeah. Are y'all ready to do some walking? It's a little warm.
We are.
Yeah, all right. It's a little hot. We'll try to hit all the shady spots. How about that? That'd be okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Like that you don't get that from just reading a book or like a news article. Like hearing their emotions and how it affected them, how it affected their grandmothers, their aunts, their uncles, that kind of thing. It's kind of amazing.
Take a slight right turn towards Sisk Avenue.
Martavius, Kobe, and Devontae.
So does anybody have any questions about the college tour?
I'm really excited getting to meet new people. My roommates were really nice. I was nervous about it at first because I had never really roomed with like other people who I didn't know.
We're going to meet after we eat dinner tonight. We're going to come back in this facility and we're going to meet tomorrow. We will be wearing our blue shirt. Right now, we're about to go ahead to dinner. You have a $12 limit. The waiter will not take anything over $12. So you can combine your money with a partner or a peer, and you can make that 12 be 24 or 36. It's up to you guys. But individually, you have $12 to work with.
My favorite school was Ole Miss, which I really wasn't expecting because I always had like this interpreted thing, like the premeditative. There's nothing in Mississippi and there's nothing worth seeing in Mississippi. It was my favorite campus because it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful, and they have all of the majors that I've definitely not decided on. So if I wanted to switch, I could, and I wouldn't have to change schools. And they have a really, really cool study abroad program, the Croft Center. I'm really excited about checking that out. And with my test scores, I got a 27 on my ACT, so I'm automatically accepted.
Annie on the ground. What?
Get me on the camera right now.
Much stuff. They love the pool. We'll do a big bonfire, take them fishing. Yeah. And they all for it. We just try to make it fun.
My favorite school was LSU, of course. You see Tigers here. I really liked their campus, and I liked how they had the whole Southern hospitality.
The requirements, I fit all the requirements to get in there, and I liked the campus.
I really liked LSU and stuff like that because it was a beautiful campus, and I had never been there, and I never really heard about the school. And all these people were so excited to go to it, so I was really excited. And then it turned out to be like such a wonderful college.
My favorite college was LSU because we got to see a lot of Tigers.
I feel like this college should be connected as a whole. Usually you have cliques, but I think socially wise, it's pretty good.
Okay, so let's do, you two do the lunch meat and cheese, because that's kind of in the same department. You two do the bread and sandwich bags. You two do fruit, apples.
Just apples.
We need a pepper. Yeah.
So how much is a pound?
Well, I'm not an interviewer. So.
Everybody's in tongues.
Y'all got something to look up stuff with?
here. So we're going to talk about some things about the university and what it takes to get into the university and all the things that the university has to offer. Now, my name's Mark Young, and I'm a recruiter. The gentleman in the back with the light blue shirt on, his name is Mr. Robert Renee. He is a recruiter here also. And we're going to do a presentation, and we're going to have a little Q&A. And when this session is over, the two groups will split. The Bayou group, you guys can go with me. And you guys from Tennessee, Mr. Renee will be your host. Southern University system is the only historical black college system in America. And this campus is the flagship. We have Southern University at Shreveport, we have Southern University at New Orleans, we have Southern University Baton Rouge, we have Southern University Agricultural Research Center.
All right, y'all, so welcome to Tulane. My name is Neil Agaluz. I'm an admission counselor here. I'm also an alum, actually. I graduated in 2009, and I majored in cell and molecular biology, minoring in Spanish, and I was in almost all the music ensembles. And that's actually a very common thing here at Tulane. So you'll find that I think one defining characteristic here is that we have an extremely flexible university in our setup, and our students are overwhelmingly studying things outside of what their major is. We do have 5 different colleges here, which the guides are going to talk about in just a minute. But between those colleges, it's totally up to you if you want to study courses all between them. And you can have majors across, and about 1/3 of our students double or triple major here. They, every senior year, come up with a design for a house, and then they all build it here in the city and give it to a family in need.
First, we're going to give you some history behind where you sit. So, back about 90 years ago, not exactly but roughly, our founder, St. Catherine Drexel, decided that she wanted to open up some schools around the United States. And 2 of those schools that she opened were down here in New Orleans. One of them was Xavier University Preparatory High School, and the other was Xavier University of Louisiana, where you are right now. She wanted the best for her students. She wanted them to be the best doctors that they can be. She wanted them to be the best politicians that they can be. She wanted them to be the best scientists that they can be. And so with that, she took the inheritance money that she received from her father. With that, she had a mission to help people.
And we're on the northwest side of where Katrina hit. Now Katrina sunk the boat by the dock, and all the pavilion where y'all was waiting, all that was crushed.
The swamp tour is very interesting. It's not the first time I've seen a gator, but first time I've seen some raccoons.
Yeah, some dead body floating around that lake and all. So there's some people got found all over, and they still have never found everybody. They never will. Some of that got eaten by gators and leeches and raccoon and who knows what. And the people got wiped out by a big Katrina type storm. And the year was 1915. They buried their own family and friends right here. No coffin, no nothing. And they did the best they could. What if they tell you, oh yeah, Tom, the plane landed, it wrecked 2 miles back here to the right. Y'all can park the boat right there and go through here to go help rescue them. And you could be looking like, what? Go through there? Yeah, bring them come along in a chainsaw, trying to cut a trail to go rescue them people. They're 6 still alive, waving at the helicopter. That's how that goes, and look where you at.
I'm sorry. I got off at 5 o'clock that evening. And, you know, mind me, whenever they said it was a storm, us from New Orleans, we didn't believe in leaving. There was no such thing as leaving. Why? Why should we? We've been through so many, and it never ever hit. So a lot of us New Orleans people, we didn't take it serious. So, you know, in my case, my wife kept pushing the issue, we need to leave, we need to leave. If it wasn't for my mom, we would have still been here. I went home, took a bath, went to sleep. She woke me up, Mom said, we need to leave. We left. We went down to Sugar Land, Texas. We got a hotel, and about, I want to say, 7 o'clock that morning, they said the storm hit, levees broke, the city was flooded.
So today is the day that stood out the most to me. To see them and know that they lost everything, and it's just like they were so helpless and they couldn't do anything. It's just like, it breaks my heart, but like, the reason why I won't forget it is because of the fact that he was just so open about it and he talked about it, and then when we got on the bus, everybody was crying, and it's just like something that I won't be able to forget.
And when we started talking to the two young men, Javon and Kendrick, it was like, okay, these kids are the same age as me, and like I don't know exactly what happened and stuff like that, but it affected them pretty badly. And I was like, okay, I see where they're talking about where there has been no change happen, and so that made me want to do more.
I was young, so I didn't really, pay attention like my people did about like the news. When the water just came, I didn't do nothing but get on my dad's neck. We went to the Superdome. It was like one of the only shelter places. Something happened, had caught on fire, and then we wound up going on a bridge. And then after that, I went to Manassas, Virginia.
So what did you have to leave behind?
Everything. We didn't really have nothing but ourselves, really. So, the memory I would have is when I heard the levees, like, explode. Like, you heard that. Like, the levees way in the east, way over there, and like, you just heard them, like, break. After Katrina, how it still got houses, like, barricaded and stuff. Like, they could have been fixed that.
So, when you left your house and when you came back, was your house still there? Or did y'all have to, like, relocate?
No, it was gone. We had to relocate.
I know, me personally, like, we can't never feel what y'all went through. Like, no matter how long it takes, like, we can't experience what y'all had to go through. Like, y'all some humble people if you look at it.
Well, the only thing that really killed me, like, was my dad. That was it. And like when the storm happened, I had to leave my sister with my dad, and I with my mom in Virginia. They went to Texas. It's like my dad is like I looked up to him like when I was small. Like after Katrina, when he died, I was just there.
I loved our hashtag brown bag. When we helped our first family, we just saw these kids messing around, playing around, and I think it was Miss Yu got off the bus and was like talking to him, getting to know him, and I was kind of watching them through the window. I didn't know exactly what they were doing. They were trying to get like a couple interviews in, trying to hear some stories, and they had this really little boy. He couldn't have been 3 or 4 years old, and he was running around. His shorts were really long. He was like tripping over his own feet. But he was so excited, and Miss Yu was offering them food, offering them one of our brown bags, and you could see like he was like excited, running around playing, and then when he found out he was getting food, his face just lit up, and knowing that all it took to make that kid smile was tell him, hey, we're gonna give you some dinner tonight. Like this trip gave you a lot of perspective. So that was probably one of my favorite parts about the trip, was all the service we got to do for the people in New Orleans. When we went down to the 9th Ward, knowing that where we were standing, if we had been standing there 10 years ago when the storms hit on that Sunday, and when the levees broke on that Tuesday, we would have been drowning.
That is not the issue. That's not you see bodies everywhere. Blowed up from laying on the bridge, old folks just dying in the wheelchair, that girl getting away. That's what it was like. The police stealing our stoves.
The water was like 20 feet in the air. So, I mean, seeing that and like walking through that it gives you some perspective, thinking about that and thinking of what people had to go through. Like, they had to swim from their rooftops.
I felt like that I needed to make a change because no one else was making a change, and that's why I really liked going there. On the way there, I actually got to listen to one of my friend's stepdads talk about what happened, and while he was talking, we were driving, and it was just like a movie to me. And actually, like while he was talking, I was videotaping. I was like, "Wow, like this is real. Like this happened," and it was like I can't explain it, but like it was real.
what Ninth Ward meant to the community and how still many people in New Orleans have turned their back on this community. We're not taking you here so you can feel sorry for them. We're taking you here to witness history. It's the largest catastrophe that happened in the history of the United States of America, arguably.
My favorite memory will definitely be the beach because nobody was arguing, there was no drama. Like the only thing was people were arguing because they were getting sand in their hair. Everybody was having a good time messing around and it was really nice weather, so that was good.
My favorite memory about the college tour was definitely going to the beach just because it was some people's first time going to the beach and just to see like how happy they were to be there and how excited they were was really exciting for me to see just how Boys and Girls Club did that for them. It was really exciting.